Welcome to this first section in the Digital Marketing Masterclass, all about defining your purpose and finding out your true target audience. Now, this is a very important part of the whole digital marketing process, if not the most important part, because what we do now in this section will affect what we're going to be doing in the rest of these sections. In all of the sections about content marketing, about social media, about advertising, what we find out right now in this section is going to affect that. So I know some of you are going to be like, Phil, I want to get to the good stuff. I want to be making viral videos. I want to be blowing up on Instagram. I want to be putting out ads that direct people to my products and services and actually make sales. And I know we're going to get there. I want you to know that we will get there. But first, this is so important. I ran my own business for many years before I actually sat down and did these exercises. And I'm going to break them down over the next few videos. Simple exercises that will help you understand not only who you are as a business better, but also your audience and how you can serve them better. That's what this is all about. So enough intro, let's get straight to it. First, we're talking about defining your business. And really, the core question is, what are you doing to make the world a better place? And in addition, what problem are you solving? Let's look at Video School Online, my media business, as an example. Problem one is going to film, photography, or design school is expensive and doesn't work for most people's schedules or budgets. I know. I went to a private film school, Loyola Marymount, one of the top 10 in the country. I was over $107,000 in debt after graduation. Luckily, because I grew my own business, I was able to pay that off within the first 2 or 3 years of graduating, but not many people can do that. And many people should do that, should go to an expensive film school to learn these skills that you can learn other ways. That's the problem. And the solution to this problem is that you can learn with affordable, yet high quality online courses at your own pace. You don't have to go to a traditional school to learn. So after you come up with your problem and your solution, come up with sort of a statement. This isn't technically your mission statement, but it's a statement of your purpose. For Video School Online, the world would be a better place if people could learn creative skills without paying for expensive schools. So that sums everything up right there. The next problem that I'm trying to solve is that there's a steep learning curve to knowing how to use the tools that help people create high quality visuals. So this is kind of a step back. We're not just talking about film school or photo school, it's all visuals, and we're talking about the tools being difficult. So my solution is we break down complicated subjects so people with no experience can not only learn the tool, but learn how to use it right. Because that's what I've experienced in film school, but also with online tutorials and online courses. A lot of people teach you how to use the tool, what buttons to click, what options you have, but they don't teach you how to use it in a proper way. So our purpose statement is, for Video School Online, the world would be a better place if creative skills were easy to learn. And that at its core is what we aim to do. Now let's look at a few case studies, but after watching this lesson, I want you to do this. I want you to write down the problem that you're solving, the solution you have, and then that problem solution statement. For your business, the world would be a better place if what? You fill in the rest. Let's look at case studies to show some real world examples of companies that are making the world a better place or are actually solving a problem in the world. Because not all companies technically have to make the world a better place to be successful. We know that. But these are 3 examples where we're going to go from one that's more of a nonprofit to a for-profit company and show how they are defining themselves. With all of these case studies, what we're trying to do is show you real-world examples of what we're teaching you in this class, to tell you and to show that we're not just telling you nonsense. This is what people are actually doing to be a successful company, part of their digital marketing strategy. First, we have the Real Medicine Foundation. This is a nonprofit that works around the world solving some of the world's harshest problems. I actually did a project with them in college. I went over to India, went to a small village in the middle of India, Bilidoj, and we actually built a health center there, and we raised money in college. Really amazing project, and that's how I know about them. Right on their homepage they have their vision. So this is at realmedicinefoundation.org, and they talk about working with local populations to discover visionaries and leaders who are best able to solve the challenges faced in extreme poverty and disasters. Together, we create innovative solutions and strong communities that sustain the human capacity to thrive, turning aid into empowerment and victims into leaders. So this is kind of their vision. They don't specifically talk about the problems they're solving, but if you scroll down, you can see all kinds of things. They have links to, if you're interested in checking out. They do disaster relief. They work with different diseases, education, refugee support, malnourishment. That's what we were working on. So they have lots of different problems they're solving. So this is kind of a big overview of what they do. But I just thought this is a quick and easy example of pretty much any nonprofit you go to or go to their website, you'll see what problem are they solving. Let's move a little forward to a for-profit company that still has a similar sort of mission. Tom's, maybe you've heard of them. They're the company that makes the shoe, where their whole thing, their whole shtick is that they give away a pair of shoes for every pair of shoes that are purchased. And they also have expanded to the same thing with glasses and other products. So right here on their homepage, with every product you purchase, Tom's will help a person in need. So with their shoes, you're actually paying for them to send shoes to someone in need. So that's the problem. They're solving they started out with that very specific problem of people in poorer countries don't have shoes. So what do? We sell shoes, and we charge a little bit of a higher price, but it's for a good cause because we're actually giving shoes to someone in need. So that's their problem that they're solving, and they show it on their brand, their website. Throughout this whole section of this course, I think it would be good to check out some of these companies that I'm showing you just to see sort of their whole brand identity too. We're going to talk more about that in an upcoming lesson. Lastly, we're moving from a nonprofit to a for-profit that has a really good mission about helping the world, to a company called Chubbies, which is on a mission to make the world a better place, but not by helping the poor necessarily. Chubbies makes short shorts for men and women now, but they started out as a company that made shorter shorts for men, specifically swim trunks, and then they expanded to just regular shorts. Now they're doing tops and everything like that. On their homepage, if you go to chubbiesshorts.com, you see their mission statement. And it starts with, we believe in the weekend. We believe that short shorts is a redundancy. We believe in swim trunks, blah, blah, blah. So you can read this yourself. But some of the stuff that they believe in, we believe in comfort. We believe, we do not believe in the top button. Some of this stuff is kind of funny, but at the end of the day, what their mission is and what problem they're solving is that people are too serious. And short shorts kind of breaks that mold. And I actually don't own a pair of Chubbies myself. I totally believe in their mission. Maybe I'll go ahead and buy some right now. But I think it's a pretty cool sort of company mission statement, and it's a problem that not everyone sees as a problem, but they've stuck with it, and people have really latched onto this idea, and it kind of helps come across in all of their digital marketing strategies, their social media pages, their graphics, the style, their voice, stuff we're going to get into in the next few lessons and sections. So these were just a few case studies. If you have any examples of your own with a problem and a solution, we would love to check them out. So send them to us. And I hope you enjoyed this case study, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Now you know what problem you're trying to solve. Next is positioning your brand. And really, this is starting to understand what makes you different than the competition. And that position will help you sell your products better. So there's a few questions that we're going to run through, and we'll do that again with Video School Online as an example. Question number 1 is, what makes you different? And please follow along with this as we're doing them, or pause the video, or after this video plays, do it for your own business. The answer that we have is that our courses are available to the world, so it's not just localized. Our courses are available for a low cost. Our courses are higher quality than the competition, and you'll learn as if you were being taught by a friend. So this differentiates us from different types of school. So in traditional college, we're not being taught by the old professor who has been in the film industry for 50 years and may actually be a little outdated, or maybe isn't just as friendly or as approachable as someone like how we teach our courses. They're definitely available to the worldwide audience, anyone who has access to the internet. We try to make them higher quality than other online courses, but also just online tutorials like YouTube videos. And so those are some things that set us apart. The next question is, why do you do what you do? Why are you even doing this business? Maybe it's just to pass the time. Maybe it's just to make some money. But those aren't really good reasons. You should have a better core reason why you are running your business. And this can maybe tie into what we learned in the last lesson about why we're making the world a better place. For Video School Online, we teach so that others can enjoy a new hobby, and also so that others can pursue a new career or advance in their own career that they already have. Once you've answered those 2 questions, they will help you with your actual positioning statement. And that goes as follows. For the target customer who needs what, your product is a blank, it's a type of thing that does something, the statement of benefit, unlike another company or another type of business. And then you sort of wrap it up with your product is different because of what. Now that's really confusing, so let's just go through an example. So for Video School Online, it's for businesses and entrepreneurs, that's the target audience, who use visuals to sell their products. So that's a very specific audience right there. It's not just people who like creating visuals, not necessarily, even though we do accept those types of people in our courses. Video School Online is an online school, so that's the product type. You can be a landscape business, you could be a window cleaning business, you could be a social media marketing company, you can be a podcast host, you could be any type of business. That's what this is about. So Video School Online is an online school that helps people learn and improve visual skills. That's coming from the questions we answered. Unlike traditional schools, blogs, or YouTube tutorials. So that's our main competition in the big scheme of learning. Now, of course, we compete with other people who teach online courses, but really what we're trying to do is compete with the traditional schools, the blog articles, and people who just read blogs and watch YouTube videos. So our differentiation statement goes, Video School Online teaches hundreds of online courses to take you from absolute beginner to advanced mastery. So let's look at a few case studies and then you do this yourself. Take that structure for the positioning statement, answer the 2 questions before, and come up with that target audience and your differentiation. Put it all together. One of the best articles that I've read about positioning is this one that is on the first round review. And this is actually the one where I work through my own positioning statement, and they have some examples. So I want to walk through a couple of examples of different companies' positioning statements to help you better understand what we're talking about. I know I already did mine, but it's good to look at sort of real companies that you might know. So for Amazon's positioning statement, they say, for worldwide web users who enjoy books, Amazon is a retail bookseller that provides instant access to over 1.1 million books. Unlike traditional book retailers, Amazon provides a combination of extraordinary convenience, low prices, and comprehensive selection. So there you have it. Their audience is huge, worldwide web users. For people who enjoy books, that's a giant audience too. They talk about how they position themselves as a retail bookseller. This is when they were starting out. This is their early positioning statement. and they have lots more than 1.1 million books now, but that's like, wow, that's a ton of books compared to traditional book retailers. And then they talk about the convenience, the low prices, and the comprehensive selection being the things that separate them. Let's look at Harley Davidson, the motorcycle manufacturer. So they say they changed it up a little bit, but the only motorcycle manufacturer that makes big, loud motorcycles for macho guys and macho wannabes, mostly in the United States, who want to join a gang of cowboys in an era of decreasing personal freedom. A lot going on there. So their audience, at least when starting, was mostly the United States, and still probably is mostly the United States. They're targeting specific guys, people who are macho guys, but also people who want to be macho, because we know there's a difference there. They talk about what they make, big, loud motorcycles, and it's for people who want to join a gang of cowboys in an era of decreasing personal freedom. So this is kind of going to help them determine how their voice, the types of advertising they do, the way their advertising looks. The rest is kind of directing where they're putting that advertising, who they are targeting with it, but this is really going to determine their voice and how they separate themselves from other companies, including the big loud motorcycles, because that is really what sets them apart. All right, so I hope these two examples help you come up with your own positioning statement, and I can't wait to see it myself. So please complete the assignment, send it to us, and we'll give you any feedback, advice, critique that we have. Thanks, and see you in the next lesson. Let's take what we learned in the last video a step further with our unique selling proposition. This again is similar but a little different. It's what separates us from the competition. And knowing this will help us sell our products and services in the way that we use copy and language to determine why we're different, in our personality and our style. So the first question is, what other companies are similar to you? By knowing this, we'll be able to understand how we can differentiate ourselves from them. So for Video School Online, there's two companies that come to mind. One is Wistia.com and the other is Craftsy.com. What you should do is actually write down what these companies do really well. So for Wistia, what they do really well is they put out really high quality video content. So their content marketing strategy includes a lot of videos. They're highly professional. Also, they have a great personality and a great tone that runs through not only their videos, but also their blog articles. Now, what doesn't Wistia do that well? Well, in truth, they're actually not an online learning company. They're not just a media company. They build tools that help video creators, but they're not going after that target audience. So while they put out a lot of content and they could really do well in that industry, in the online learning market, that's not where they're focused. Now let's look at Craftsy. Craftsy is an amazing company with, again, lots and lots of courses, high quality teachers on thousands of topics, which is a benefit, but also that's something that detracts from them. Because if you're just going in to learn one topic, then perhaps you might be bombarded with all these other things that you're not interested in. So that's one area where they've taken the whole crafty idea and gone crazy with it. They have classes on everything. And while yes, some people might like crocheting and baking pies, not everyone's going to like all of their topics. So that's one area where Video School Online could be better, I think, with a more focused catalog of media. Craftsy also is really good at social media. So I've gotten a lot of inspiration from Craftsy for my own, using things like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook groups, and even some of the way they create their YouTube videos for inspiration. And this is what it's all about, looking at companies not as just competitors, but as inspiration. But the next question is, why is your company different? And why would someone buy my product or service, which is online courses, compared to another company? And what I believe is that, well, Video School Online courses are more focused. Like I mentioned, that's one area we do better. It's more just for visually creative people, even though we are expanding, and that's one of the biggest problems we're dealing with right now is expanding to other areas and how do we cater all of our audiences. But that's one area we're trying to be more focused, and also our courses are more affordable compared to Craftsies. Let's look at a few case studies to better explain this. First, we have FedEx, who says when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight. They're trying to set themselves apart from other companies, private or even government companies that might not be able to get the packages overnight guaranteed. M&M's, the milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not your hand. So they're competing and setting themselves apart from other chocolate companies that sell chocolate that melts in your hand on a hot day. Kiva, there are plenty of places to loan money for a profit. There are also plenty of places to donate money to help change people's lives. What about loaning money to change lives? That's where Kiva comes in. So they're kind of setting themselves apart for two different types of people. People who like loaning out money as an investment to gain more money. Also people who just like helping other people out and donating money. So they come in at this crossroads and provide a product or a service for that. Tom's shoes. Tom's shoes are quirky, comfy, light, and inexpensive. That alone maybe isn't enough to make a company stand out in the shoe business. The most unique and compelling part of the Tom's Shoes story is that they give a new pair of shoes to a child in need for every pair you purchase. That's a great, unique selling proposition, and other companies have taken this and ran with it as well. Buying glasses, they'll send a pair of glasses to someone in need. But this is really something that people can get behind, and it gives you a reason to purchase this company's product or service. And that's what it's all about. It's the reason they buy Tom's shoes versus Vans or Nikes. Lastly, let's look at Video School Online. Learn creative skills wherever and whenever you want. Go from absolute beginner to advanced mastery. So that first part is wherever, whenever. That's competing, differentiating us from traditional schools, traditional education. And then going from absolute beginner to advanced mastery, that's where we're trying to separate ourselves from other online media publishers. Because a lot of those publishers put out beginner classes or they just put out advanced classes and they don't go through the entire process for the learner. So that's where we're trying to come in and differentiate ourselves. Why are you different? Start brainstorming your own unique selling proposition, because if you know that and if you have one, you're going to do very well in your business.